So, recently, Batman the Telltale series released on Steam, and there was an issue with it, inherently, which seems to have been ignored by the gaming media and even the wider media overall. This issue is not an issue with the gameplay specifically, which, I want to point out, has been reported to be very buggy and very bad performance-wise. No, this issue is with the way it is being sold, the actual product you are purchasing. Now, Telltale games are usually sold in a very standard, specific way, and if you don't understand how Telltale games generally work, let me explain briefly. Telltale games are episodic, and what that generally means is that they come in episodes, much like a TV show. If you imagine the whole game as a season of a TV show, and every piece of content in that game as an episode, there are generally 5 episodes per game. Some games, like the Minecraft one, have more episodes, but most of them do the standard 5-episode thing. Now, normally, you know, these are on iOS, and these are on consoles and Steam. And normally the way they're sold is you buy episode 1, usually, you know, for £4-ish. And then you can either buy like a season pass for the remaining episodes when they come out, which is treated as a DLC season pass, or you can buy the whole thing in one go with the expectation of you getting the rest later. And that's like a DLC bundle. That's sold as a bundle with the idea of you'll get episode 1 now, and then episodes 2 to 5, which are separate products inherently, as they are bundle and they are DLC items, are acquired later when they're released. Season passes are a very standard practice in the industry. A lot of people don't like them. They're a bit iffy on me, but, you know, they work inherently. Now, the issue with this new Telltale game, Batman the Telltale series, is that it doesn't actually sell like that. It does sell like that on iOS and PS4 and Xbox One and so on and so forth, but not on Steam. Telltale seem to have changed their structure on Steam. Currently, when you go to Batman the Telltale series' product page, you have the option to simply buy Batman the Telltale series for the full price of £19. This is the standard price of the full game of the full Telltale game. That's the price of all the other games, pretty much. You know, The Walking Dead Season 1, Season 2, Jurassic Park game, Back to the Future, etc. They're all £19 for the whole game. Now, this is for the whole game, but it doesn't have the DLC pack thing. You're not buying in episode 1. You're not buying episodes 1 to 5. You're just buying the whole game. It is being sold as the whole game. Batman the Telltale series. What it says on the product page, right there. Now, what's wrong with that, Matt, you ask? That's the way they've always sold them. No, it's not. As I say, they've usually sold them as DLC packs, which are specific, different kinds of products. What this currently is an early access title that is not advertised as an early access title. What do you mean, Matt? Why? Of course it's not early access. It's a Telltale game. This is how everyone knows they work like this. No, they don't. Just because you know, and just because I know, does not mean the rest of the consumers know. And if you look on the product page, you can see the only mention of the fact that you're only getting 20% of the content in the game. Mind, it's missing 80% of the content. The only mention of that is at the very bottom of the description. And of course, people read the description. I'm sure you all know that. So, in its current state, the product page for Telltale is being sold as a full game. It only mentions that you are getting 20% of the game at the very bottom. This game has been reported as very buggy, and it is missing 80% of its content. Yet, on Steam, it is being sold as a full-price product, which implies it's completed. And even when you put it in your cart, it doesn't tell you that you're not getting the full game now. It's implied that it's a full, finished, complete title, even if you know it's not. It's implied that it is. Now, the rest of Telltale games sell like this, but they're finished. They have all the episodes out. This does not. Don't know why they're doing it like this. It's very odd, and it's very scummy. It is scummy because this is an early access title. In every sense of the word, this is exactly what an early access title is on Steam. It is a early release game, it is buggy, and it is missing most of its content. 80% in fact, because it's missing 4 out of its 5 episodes. Once again, being sold as a full game, and does not make it obvious that it is not the full game. Even though you get the full game later, that's not the point, is it? Now, I actually addressed this on Twitter before making this video, and I got a lot of negative responses to it. Ooh, everyone knows that, Matt. Oh, you're being negative, Matt. Ooh, all this shit, you know. It was a lot of people being weirdly defensive over Telltale. And I don't quite understand it, because if it was any other developer, they'd be fucking slaughtered. If it was EA, Activision, Ubisoft, fucking slaughtered into the ground. People complained about the new Hitman due to its episodic nature, but the new Hitman, as you can see, is sold in individual episodes. The default product is episode 1. And you can buy a season pass for the remaining episodes, or you can buy them all together. They are separate products. Now, surely people will miss the fact that you're not buying the full game, but inherently, they're separate products. You're buying episode 1, or you're buying episodes 1 to 7 as a DLC pack. That's how it's being sold. It's reasonably obvious. You would have to be very unaware to not notice that you're not getting a whole game, that you're just getting one level. This Batman the Telltale series game does not make that obvious. And it is very distressing to me, not only that they're doing this, because this is a scummy move, because frankly, these are games played by many casual gamers, and casual gamers may not be very aware of how Telltale structures their releases, and how they do DLC, and how they do the rest of their content. You might know, I know, your friends probably fucking know, but a lot of people won't. A lot of casual consumers won't know, and that's important. Honestly, I'm more concerned by people's complacency about the issue. When I brought it up on Twitter, there was so much complacency, but there was so much, oh, it's fine. There's this attitude that it's okay for Telltale to do that, and it's not. It's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, let's be honest, but that's not the point. You should not be complacent in your attitude towards Telltale for this. There is a very common attitude on the internet that just because you singularly know something or are used to something means that, you know, people don't have to disclose stuff. The idea of advertising disclosure on YouTube, that just because you know it's an ad, just because you saw on their Twitter that it was an ad, means they don't have to disclose it properly in the video because you saw it on Twitter and that's clear enough for you. It doesn't fucking matter if it's clear enough to you. It has to be clear to everyone. Every consumer, because that's the point of consumer rights. That's the point of all this. It's the point of advertising law. That's why this exists. To protect all consumers, not just you. Not just because you know what's going on. They don't. A lot of people don't. Now, Telltale, to you specifically, oh my god, you need to restructure this product page. Because on every other system, you're selling them a separate product. On the PC, on Steam, you are selling it as a full price product and you're not making it obvious that you're not getting the full game right now. This is an early access product. You should either list it as being in early access because that's what it is, or you should be selling it as separate pieces of DLC content for each episode like you did previously. I understand you may want to neaten out how you're selling your products and make them less messy on the product page. That makes sense, especially if the game is fully released. That makes sense. But this game is not out. This is not acceptable. Disclosure is important for the consumer, it's important for me, it's important for you. This is how we make the industry better. Good disclosure, clarity, making sure everyone knows what's going on and people can make informed buying decisions without feeling misled. Because this is what this is. This is deception by omission. It may not be purposefully deceptive, they may not have been maliciously doing it, but it is deceptive by omission. And it is not acceptable. It is not acceptable.